Have you ever seen a call that just totally flipped a game on its head? I mean, one moment things are going one way, and the next, boom, everything changes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Happens
Yeah.
all the time, especially in the NBA. And that's actually what we're going to be looking at today in our deep dive, right?
Right. We're talking about the recent Luka Doncic ejection, the one where referee JT Orr tossed him, thinking Luka was giving him some lip.
Yeah, Luka. That one was wild because everyone, and I mean everyone, Luka, his teammates, even the fan involved, all said he wasn't talking to the ref at all.
Exactly. So we're going to use this article, Refereeing Gone Rogue, Luka Doncic's ejection exposes NBA's power trip problem, to kind of break this whole thing down. We'll look at how the ejection went down, the accusations of bias, and really the big question, the lack of accountability for refs in the NBA. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the key here, right? It's not just about this one call. It's about the bigger picture. But okay, let's start with the ejection itself. So this article, it says that Orr just assumed Luka was disrespecting him, but then Tony Brothers, the crew chief, he said Luka was looking right at an official and using, well, colorful language.
But then you have, like you're saying, Luka's side of the story, and it's backed up by his teammates. And then you have the fan, Jeremy Price, straight up admitting that he was the one who was, let's say, encouraging Luka to, let's say, express himself. And the article goes so far as to call it a phantom tech, like it never should have happened.
Yeah, phantom tech, I like that. But here's what gets me, and this is what's interesting for anyone who's really into the NBA, is the idea that maybe, just maybe, there was some bias going on here. The article brings up how some of the Lakers players reacted, and it's pretty telling.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like what Jared Vanderbilt said. Apparently, Orr told him, "I'll talk to anybody but you, Luka." That's a pretty crazy thing for a ref to say, right?
Yeah, right. And LeBron James even said the ejection was, quote, weird as hell, end quote. Like he was hinting that something else was going on, that it wasn't just a simple mistake.
The article even goes as far as to say that Orr was making it personal, like he had it out for Luka for some reason. But, okay, here's the big question. When you have all these different sides to the story, what does the NBA actually do about it? Like, how do they figure out what really happened?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Because the article, it points out that so far, nothing. The league has been completely silent on this, even though we have the fans' admission and all these conflicting accounts.
And this is what Refereeing Gone Rogue is really critical of. The NBA's system for dealing with refs, they call it opaque, meaning it's super hard to know what's going on. And they say that refs are basically the judge, jury, and executioner, like they have all the power and there are no real checks and balances.
Which is a huge issue because we're talking about decisions that can completely change a game. And this ejection, man, it had a massive impact. The article points out that right after Luka got tossed, the Thunder went on a 29-12 run, like they just took over the game.
And for you NBA fans out there, this wasn't just any game. We're talking about the playoffs. This loss could push the Lakers down in the standings, and that's a big deal.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole thing with Luka's technical fouls. He's already at 14, only 2 away from a suspension.
Which, as the article puts it, makes you wonder if the league is messing with the outcome of games. Like maybe they're targeting star players to shake things up.
And it all comes back to this double standard that a lot of people are talking about. Players get fined left and right for saying anything about the refs. But when a ref makes a bad call, what happens?
Crickets. Nothing. And the article really emphasizes that, A fan can yell and scream at a player all night long, but if that player even looks at the ref the wrong way, bam, ejected. And this happened right in the middle of the playoff run.
Exactly. It's like players are held to a totally different standard.
So really, what we want you to take away from this deep dive is that this isn't just about Luka or one bad call. This whole situation, it shows that there might be something seriously wrong with how refs are held accountable in the NBA and how much power their decisions have over the game, the outcome, the playoffs, everything.
And that brings us to our final thought for you today. The article asks, $200 million mistake. Because, let's face it, the playoffs are where the real money is.
Yeah.
But think about it. If bad calls can affect who wins and loses, if they can affect your favorite team's chances, what can the NBA actually do to make things more transparent, to make sure the games are fair? That's something worth thinking about, right?
Yeah, totally. It's a question we all need to be asking.
Absolutely.